So I thought, maybe that would be a good opportunity to talk a little bit about channels and channel execution, because that's an area that is very hard to future-proof, so to say, but an area that we know there will be change. Can you tell me about sort of channels in general and channel management within the stack?
Yeah, so we kind of alluded to the fact that you have that experience where you call and again you have that don't you know this about me? Well, the same thing again. The consumer looks at you as one company. They don't care how many different divisions you have and departments and tools, and the fact that those tools don't talk to each other, like that's irrelevant to them. They're completely ignorant to that the overwhelming majority of the time.
Yeah.
So they expect that if you are sending them an SMS message, that message is saying the same thing as the email communication is, and it's saying the same thing that the website is, and it's saying the same thing that the app is. So you've got all these channels, but they've all got to be aligned. The communication along those channels, the information, the content, all has to be in sync and aligned. And that can certainly happen with multiple tools. It can happen with using a smart hub CDP where that activation all comes from one central point. But whatever the case is, they've got to be in sync. They've got to be aligned. They've got to be saying the same thing. And oftentimes we pass on the issues technologically or organizationally or both that we have in our companies. We pass those on to the consumer, and we make some odd assumption that they should get that they should understand, when really the exact opposite is true. And the ones that do it best do it by hiding any of their issues and kind of back of the house problems from the consumer. It may be a mess back there, back of the house, but they find a way to hide that from the consumer because that they understand that's what the expectation is. But of course, the more work you have to do to hide your problems, the higher the time, the higher the resources, the higher the costs, right? So if you can create a technology foundation that actually allows that to happen in real time, in a real way, it's fully integrated. Well, now you're not really having to hide anything. That's the kind of experience you're delivering end to end, and you're doing it with less time commitment, with fewer resources, and without lower cost.